talk about how your boys are, basically in the driver's seat now. You get the win 27-13 over Pittsburgh. You win the Pennsylvania State Championship, and you're you're in the driver's seat.
Man, I wish there was like a cool little trophy like Cal versus Stanford with the whole axe. I wish there was one between Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. But there isn't. But hey, you know what? We did the job. I would say, look, I've been excited with what the Eagles have been doing, but this was the first game that I could felt complete on all fronts, right? I had no questions about special teams. Our kicker got his job done, wasn't missing field goals, which is nice to see. It seems like this is the year of kickers missing field goals. Look no further than Baltimore in that scenario there. A complete game, man, defensively. I mean, one of my favorite stats, our rookie, which if he doesn't win Defensive Player Rookie of the Year, I don't know. I don't know who's judging these stats here, but I mean, another amazing game for him. I mean, this is his 10th straight game where he's allowed the opposing receivers under 30 yards. This game, he had 3 targets, only 2 catches allowed for 25 yards, and he is also yet to give up a touchdown when guarding whatever team's best wide receiver is available at that game here. So can't say much more than just I'm excited to be in the driver's seat. I'm excited that we have the opportunity to win the rest of this division here next week against the Commies here. So looking forward to that. And Detroit, I got some fans in my ear yesterday at a local bar here. I'm ready for you. I know we got to get through the Vikings if they make it or whoever else is there, but I'm ready. We're here to go. So onto the more depressing side.
Well, you know who else was ready to go? It was Devondre Campbell.
Yeah.
There's your transition. This fucking guy. All right. So this morning, we get a statement from John Lynch via Adam Schefter. The statement issued was, we have suspended Devondre Campbell Sr. for 3 games due to conduct detrimental to the team. We will have no further comment on the matter. So he's not going to talk anymore about it, but I guess I could. So yeah, here we go. Thursday night, we get the word that Dre Greenlaw is going to be activated and he's going to play. And that's great news. Dre Greenlaw is an all-world, like all-pro caliber player. He's 10 months ago, that dude tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl. 10 months ago. And he's back playing football. And that first half, he looked pretty damn good, but obviously it's his first game back. He was feeling a little bit, sore. So he's like, okay, I think I probably need to come out and just, they wanted to play it safe with him. So Devondre Campbell, who was brought in to hold it down while Dre Greenlaw was working his way back, that was what he was brought in to do. And he wasn't even the first one. They tried to get Kendricks, who ended up going to Dallas instead. So then
he backed out at the last second, right, Vince?
Yeah. Kendricks backed out at the last second. So that's when Devondre Campbell was brought in to kind of hold it down. So third quarter starts. Devondre Campbell's not out there, and we're wondering where is he? Why is he not playing? At some point, he ends up going back into the locker room. We're a little confused. What's going on? This is a field goal game. Like this game is really close. The defense is doing their job, but reinforcements are kind of needed at this point. But he's not going in. So it turns out Devondre Campbell decided that he's not going to be playing because Dre Greenlaw is going to play instead. So he has a little bit of a hurt ego. And it's not, I mean, it'd be one thing if this was some rookie getting his first start or whatever, and he was coming back from ACL and it was like a 6th round pick or something like that. That's not what this is. This is Dre fucking Greenlaw, who, like I said, was like in that Super Bowl, the last time we saw him before this, he was having a hell of a game. He was playing out of his fucking mind until he got hurt going onto the field. And just the weirdest fluke injury to an Achilles tendon I think I've ever seen. So because he has a bruised ego. He's decided I'm not playing, and then they just sent him out. So John Lynch actually went down to the field and talked to him, and then like he ended up sending his ass back to the locker room. And George Kittle released a statement after the game saying, "I just don't see how you can do something like that to your team. You know, like this is a team that is honestly built on guys playing hurt, playing through all kinds of terrible stuff. We've seen guys like I said, 10 months after an Achilles injury, and Dre Greenlaw's back out there. Christian McCaffrey flew to fucking Germany just to try to get back on the field. You know, I mean, I Brock Purdy's playing Vince. Through stuff. Yeah.
Not to mention, you had, I believe, 2 players lose their children.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going next with that. That was the exact next point I was going to make. I mean, yeah. So you had Charvarius Ward and Trent Williams both lose like children, very, very young children, lose their lives. So like they're dealing with emotional stuff as well as physical stuff. And these guys, you know, they're trying to get back on the field. Fred Warner's playing with a broken foot right now, and he's actually still playing too. So like they're playing hurt, they're playing injured. Guys that can't play, they're trying to get back, and this guy has a bruised ego and he can't go.
Yeah,
you know. So good riddance. Get fucked. Go away. I'm done with you. You're fucking Judas. Like you were brought in. You knew that this was the situation, and now that it came to pass, you're like, my feelings. I don't want to play anymore. Go fuck yourself, selfish prick.
He absolutely. That's the thing is like in free agency. I know he signed late. As you outlined. But still, you knew there was a very good chance that Greenlaw is coming back. And, you know, like, how did you think that was going to play out otherwise? Even if you played, you know, even if you were playing at a Pro Bowl level, you're probably going to lose snaps to Dre Greenlaw because in theory, right, you're still in the playoff hunt. You're trying to get as many snaps under this guy's belt so you can improve the defense so that when you're going into the playoffs, you have a linebacking core that's you could rely on. That front seven has been a 49ers staple over this Shanahan era. They've spent a lot of capital, money, draft picks on that front. Yeah. You knew the situation. And as you said, it comes and you're going to act like that and suit up and then bail.
Yeah, that's the other part. He was suited up. If he wasn't suited up, you know, like somebody that would have normally been like, you know, on the practice squad or whatever, we can call somebody else up, fine, whatever. But you suited up, you took up a roster spot and then pulled this shit? No, right. Hell no. I don't blame John Lynch for going red 47 on his ass, you know?
Yeah, and they suspended him. So that's to prevent him from going to any other team and getting on a playoff roster.
Yeah, recouping any money as well.
Yeah, you fucked us, we're gonna fuck you. So
that's right.
No sympathies, I think, from anybody, and I think across the league. I mean, if the locker room turns on you, and your players are saying that about you, and your career is probably over. So I think we've seen the last of this guy in the NFL. Which sucks, right? Like for him, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it sucks for him that this is going to be the period, exclamation point. This will define your entire football career.
Yeah, he's going to look back 30 years from now.
Exactly.
And if it was me, I'd be fucking embarrassed. I would be ashamed of the way I handled this situation if I was him. I'd be ashamed right now, let alone looking back, you know, old man broken from the sport of football, because a lot of these dudes are, you know, like nobody gets out clean from football. Everybody has something. Like you see like Ronnie Lott's hands. He looks like a crypt keeper or something. He looks like a T-Rex or something in his hands. But like so everybody's doesn't get out, you know, scot-free through here. And now people are going to be like, oh yeah, I remember you fucking quit. You quit on the team. You quit on the Niners when you had a chance to like kind of be a little bit of a hero. Like Like he had an opportunity to come back in, and keep earning playing time. And this sport is, Father Time's undefeated, right? Everybody loses their job to somebody younger, stronger, faster, smarter, whatever. But if you get another opportunity, you got to snag it. And he may have like temporarily had an opportunity taken away from him, bruising his ego a little bit, but that opportunity came right back around half a game later.
Exactly.
Like seriously, like it was like 2 hours later, all of a sudden the chance was there again for him, but he decided to keep being butthurt. So whatever, man. I mean,
absolutely.
I didn't even get to say the score of the game. The Niners lose on Thursday Night Football 12-6. It was a field goal fest. It was a snore fest. And I heard the last little bit of the game as I was like driving. And so Greg Papa was calling and still asking, because we didn't know what was happening with Devondre Campbell, but like every like couple of minutes, he's like, and where's Devondre Campbell? Like the team needs him right now. But
would it have been more save face if he just retired at halftime like Vontae Davis? R.I.P. Vontae Davis.
Yeah, no, Vontae Davis, that situation, he knew he was cooked. And so he like, in a way, I actually have more respect for Vontae Davis retiring at halftime, because he was like he was actually more of a hindrance to the team at that point.
Right.
So I respect that. But Devondre Campbell wasn't getting cooked by any means, before this. But the internet is cooking him right now for sure, and so is basically every NFL fan at this point. And I mean, this was a game I had talked about it, in the past couple of weeks, that there was the opportunity for the Niners to have a little fool's gold, and I mean, we didn't really get to talk much about it because of all this, but the Niners didn't score a touchdown either. So the offensive scheme, I know it was a rainy game, but the defense really showed up. Even without Devondre Campbell, they held the Rams to 4 field goals. And one of those field goals was garbage time, basically at the very end. So like for most of the game, you had them down to 3 field goals or even less. And if the offense comes away, Deebo's so fucking lucky that Devondre Campbell happened, because he would be getting cooked alive right now if it wasn't for that, because Deebo,
Vince, I don't know if you saw this.
Man.
He was called out by Jerry Rice. I don't know if you saw this. Jerry Rice was like, I'm sick and tired of the drops.
Yeah. Deebo had a touchdown in his hands, basically. There was like 30 yards of open field, and it hit him right in the fucking hands, and he dropped it. And this was after him.
And then Brock Purdy overshot that throw where what's his name? I believe it was Juwan Jennings was wide open, and he just overshot him by a couple of yards.
I mean, that one, it was not a great look, but I mean, I could see like weather possibly playing an effect on that kind of stuff. You got to look at it. The Rams didn't score a touchdown either. They were just able to get into slightly closer range to kick a field goal. So I think I had been hinting at it a little bit, but it's looking more and more like Deebo's going to end up being the guy that gets
the axe.
That gets the axe, whether it's by trade or by cut. He's already restructured his contract, so I don't know what kind of fiscal implications that may have on the team, whether they trade him or cut him. What that does, that's something for the bean counters to figure out. I don't know, but I think Deebo, like this was Deebo's chance. He had talked about it, like, you just got to get me the ball. So they targeted him like probably like 10 times at least. I could pull it up, but he got the ball in his direction all game and did nothing with it. So he's cooked now. Like I don't know, man. Deebo's probably gone. Deebo's going to be the way to save the money, probably.
I know we talked about it a little bit last week, Vince. The roster of the 49ers, I'm kind of worried about this roster going forward. How are you going to retain guys if you do pay the quarterback? And then the owner kind of shot himself in the foot in the offseason because he said, we're going to reset the market. Mm-hmm. You probably shouldn't have said that, a year before you had to do the thing. But what is Brock going to get? 50 million, 40 million? Like,
I think it was like the negotiations in the press have begun, And Brock, like, I think Brock's, people said that he wants to get top money or whatever. I think this game hurt the case a little bit. Like, even though it was in the rain or whatever, like I think this game may have just saved the Niners maybe $3 or $4 million a year at this point. Like I don't know, right. If he only ends up getting 45 instead of 55 million or something like that, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to end up paying Brock. Obviously, Brock is going to get paid. He's too good of a quarterback to not try to keep him, because finding guys that can run, especially this system, few and far between. So
I know a guy.
Yeah. Do you?
I think Tyler knows where I'm going.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are going to probably keep Sam Darnold for another year. He might end up getting franchise tagged. I don't know.
Just talk about
it's possible.
A system quarterback, man. I mean, he's gone through so many, and just something about the Viking system has unlocked every single thing about Sam Darnold. It is absolutely amazing, and it's wonderful to see, man. I love these stories of the guys that were on the fringe of being cut, and they're on their 5th or 6th team, and to have a success story like this,
so Sam Darnold, it's the same thing that happened with Geno Smith. They were they were dumpster fires in New York. They go somewhere else. Just garbage franchises after garbage franchise. Sam Darnold finds his way to San Francisco, is the backup, kind of rehabilitates himself a little bit, his image, like he starts actually playing well. And then he goes to the Vikings and he's actually thriving.
Right.
And everybody's kind of shocked and shaken, but I think nobody in San Francisco is terribly surprised by that he's playing well. I don't think anybody saw quite this well, but I think, the Vikings having more wins than losses would have been on the table. I don't know if 11-2 was on the table, and up. What are they up 10-0 right now, or they're about to?
They're up 10-0 right now. Yeah,
10-0. Yeah, they got the ball right now. Sam Darnold actually threw a pick, actually, but they are up 10-0. So yeah. I mean, like the point is, Sam's the scouts didn't entirely have it wrong. He just ended up at the wrong franchise, and they just kind of tanked him a bit. So
absolutely,
it's just
if I'm going back to the 49ers, I'm just I know they got Prague Marate, the cat genius boy over there. So I'm just paying Brock Purdy. Are you really going to have any takers for Debo's contract? Because or are you just going to cut him? Because if I'm a team that's in need of a Debo type of guy, it looks like he got hit with a brick of kryptonite. Like he just does not look like the same guy. So I'm not sure. Why would I give up any capital where if the 49ers cut him just to get away from the money, I have an opportunity to sign him to a contract on my terms if I'm a franchise and not give up anything. Or I could go and draft somebody that is Debo light or is younger, and we know that the Shanahan offense just grinds certain players down. We've seen this happen with any type of person running the ball with, running backs. It just really grinds them down. And Debo's kind of this wide back thing that they talked about. But then also the Bosa contract.
Yeah.
How are you going to add to that defensive line? You got Hargreaves, unfortunately he got hurt early in the year. You got him coming back, but that's also a big contract. He's coming off of a big injury. What are you doing with Trent Williams?
There's a lot of magic to be done in the offseason, to be sure, by the magic man with the magic.
Exactly. And if you're going to pay the quarterback, look at Cincinnati. They paid the quarterback, bullshit offensive line. The defense is a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. What are they, like 6-8 now or something like that?
And they tried to fix the offensive line, and the offense is finally starting to perform now that they got everybody healthy. But how many years did they waste because they went scamp on the offensive line, and now the defense is trash. If you sign Brock Purdy, that means you have to invest in the offensive line. You can't have this guy go down. So I'm not a GM. I don't know what they're going to do with this roster, but I'm not panicking, but there's a lot of money on the books and a lot of decisions that you need to make, and they just don't look as athletic as years past.
Yeah,
they just don't look the same. The eye tests don't lie. They don't look the same.
No, they don't. And so we got to see what's available first and foremost, what can be done. And then I would expect that there's almost certainly has to be changes to personnel just to try to save money. So there's going to be some trades, I'm sure. Guys brought in that are on cheaper contracts, or you sign guys to, the NFL middle class players, the guys that are a little bit too good to be making nothing, but are a little bit too old that you don't want to be paying them too much. I could see some veteran type deals that you can get in on the cheap. I think that's probably the route that they're going to take in this offseason because the window I think is still they still believe it's open, and we just lost a year because of all these injuries and stuff. So I think that's how the Niners are going to be operating this offseason is.
What do you think they do with defensive coordinator? They bring in Sorensen. Is that his name? Sorensen back?
Yeah, Sorensen. I would say it's possible. I mean, I got to see how these last couple of games go.
Got your boy out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe Robert Saleh comes back. I don't know. I mean, he would be welcome back, but I think Robert Saleh is going to be looking for a head coaching job as well, though. So we'd have to see where everything shakes out first with all that stuff after that. Anything anybody else want to throw in on this football situation? We just got some headlines to rip through real quick.
49ers, just go ahead and rip through this. I got right. Monday night on right now.
Yeah, and it's scoreless up there for your boys. So on Wednesday, Bill Belichick is returning to coaching. He's going to be at University of North Carolina on a 5-year deal. On Friday, Miami and Odell Beckham Jr. agreed to part ways mutually, so he was placed on waivers. On Friday as well, Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram is out for the remainder of the year with a torn labrum that will require surgery. And then as for what happened during the games, big news out of Detroit. Running back David Montgomery is out for the season after suffering an MCL injury to his right knee during Sunday's loss to the Bills. Hey, who in our league has Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, I'm not happy about that either.
It's me, and I'm playing you, so go fuck yourself. Playoffs, baby. Let's go. All right. And Patrick Mahomes suffered a mild high ankle sprain and is considered week to week. They play on Saturday. And a lot of times with these high ankle sprains, you either miss 0 games or you miss 3 games. It's one or the other. So we'll see how it goes this week, I guess. If he's able to play, then it's the 0 game variety, obviously. But if he misses this one, I would expect that he's going to miss the next 2 after that as well. And maybe he'll play the first half of week 18 and just to kind of knock the rust off, and then they'll go into the playoffs.
I would definitely sit him, because what this team and Andy Reid has shown is if that dude is healthy, you can go anywhere and win. So who cares if you're the number 1 seed or not?
Right. No. I mean, that's obviously, a lesser concern. They obviously have all the faith in the world that they can go win wherever, if it's at home or in somewhere else. But if they lock up, if they're able to win without Patrick Mahomes this, game coming up, I don't know who they're playing. I haven't looked at their schedule, but if they're able to still lock up the 1 seed, then I would think that they would not play him, why risk it at that point? But if they actually need to win a game or 2, it's going to be awful tempting in week 17 or week 18 if they don't get the job done in week 16. So because just having that home field advantage is going to be huge.
They actually play at home against the Houston Texans.
Okay, so that's not exactly an easy game. Houston did just clinch their division, though. So, but I think Houston's pretty much locked into the 4 seed, aren't they? I don't know that they can really catch anybody else.
Speaking of seeding, breaking news: the Raiders just gave up a touchdown to Drake London, so it's possibly going to be 7-0 pending this kick here. But I'll be honest with you, and I know this is weird, but you got to root for this loss, man. If I were you, Sam, you got to be a New York Giants fan, and you got to root for this loss at this point to get that number 1 seed, lock it and secure it.
For the Raiders, I actually hope they end up with the number 2, because I hope Shedeur Sanders goes to someone else.
Goes to the New York Giants?
Look, on the football field, extremely talented guy. I just do not think the off the field stuff is all that impressive. The entitlement, the entourage, the Deion Sanders angle. I mean, I love Coach Prime. I love what he did at Jackson, and it was great, winning at Colorado and the program that he's building there. I would actually really like to see Deion Sanders stay in Colorado and be a head coach without his son, build a program. I would love to see that as a fan of his. I really don't. I know there's some rumors out there that they're going to come as a package deal. So if somebody wants to draft Shedeur, then you're going to have to hire Deion. And that to me is just, I don't think you're going to be able to win at the NFL level with your dad as the head coach. And I just don't think that's going to work with the rest of the guys in the locker room. I just don't. With grown men, I don't think it works. And of course, Papa Sanders is going to say, I'm not going to treat him any different. Absolutely, you're going to treat your son different in the NFL and how he gets treated in the locker room. So I still stand by, if I gun to my head, I'm probably going to go with Cam Ward, just because I think he's the potential to be a better pocket passer and a field general. I think that's, at the end of the day, that's how you're going to win NFL games is a quarterback that can pass the ball and get the ball downfield. Shedeur Sanders can run. He can do a lot of things. But in my opinion, I don't know shit, but it's outweighing. All the stuff that's off the field is outweighing. And I think Cam Ward could step in. And I'm not saying they're going to do a Houston Texans or even a Washington Commanders and draft a quarterback, and all of a sudden they're a 10-win team. A lot of things have to go right for the Raiders to do that if they draft a quarterback. And the odds of the Raiders putting this together like Houston did or even Washington did, I know they got the draft capital right now, but free agent class is not very good right now. I know there's going to be cuts and people get released and whatnot, but the free agency is not very good. I think T. Higgins right now is potentially the best free agent. So it's not a really good time to rebuild the Raiders right now. It's great that you got a top pick, but I'm not really on the Sanders train, to be honest.
Sanders in New York, there's a match made in hell, says my dad in the comments.
If the Raiders don't need to sign Deion Sanders to the head coaching job, I could see the Raiders taking Shedeur Sanders just because of rolling the dice, the best quarterback athlete in the class, and the name and all that. I could totally see them doing it. At the same time, with Tom Brady going to have an active role in the franchise, I could also see Tom Brady saying, like, nah, this guy's going to bring in a circus, and you don't need a circus right now. You just need to do your business. So I do think that it's 50-50 that Antonio Pierce keeps his job. And I really would not be surprised if Mike Vrabel is a guy that they're really trying to bring in. But at the same time, Mark Davis would be paying. I don't think he's paying John Gruden, because that was like some special circumstances.
They were able to get out of that, I think, out of that money.
I think they were able to get out of it. But you're paying Josh McDummy I know we're getting long with the NFL, but that's actually what I really wanted to bring up is we've talked about it a few times on this podcast about, the 25, 30 years of Raiders history where they just can't seem to get it right, especially after the Super Bowl year. Which is 2003. It's like
2002 season. Yeah.
So 2002, 2003 Super Bowl. They have not been able to draft well. And I think that's the thing they need to focus on is they just need to get back to the basics, be a competent football team. And I think that's why the Vrabel drops I think it kind of makes sense because of Tom Brady, but also just going back to being a disciplined football team. And I thought I wasn't the biggest fan of John Gruden, but moving on to Josh McDaniels is like, who's a worse head coach over the past 20 years? Like, who is a worse
Dennis
head
Allen?
coach?
Yeah, I would say Dennis Allen.
But no. Dennis Allen, until this year, he actually got the Saints into the playoffs without Derek Carr. There's different quarterbacks. No,
they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Well, he was with the Saints for what, 3 years, 4 years?
As a defensive coordinator, but not a head coach.
I think Josh McDaniels is the worst fucking head coach in the NFL in the past 25 years. And I'm not dude, he went to Denver, immediately, get the hell out of here, Jay Cutler. Get out of here. I'm going to win with Tim Tebow. I could turn a high school quarterback into an all-pro. Remember that quote?
Oh, yeah.
And then they stunk, ruined that franchise, does his little dance with the Colts, and then he makes the same mistakes with the Raiders. I mean, you're talking about a person who can't connect with people. There are players care about Dennis Allen. Players hate Josh McDaniels' guts.
That's true.
Remember Brandon Marshall?
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Marshall hates that man. How often do you hear players saying, I hate that guy? The moment Josh McDaniels left the Raiders locker room, people were celebrating. I hate that guy. When Dennis Allen was fired from the Saints, people were sad that they did not live up to their individual play to support their coach. Yeah. So I was thinking strictly X's and O's type stuff. I think X's and O's, Dennis Allen is not he does the defense part pretty good, obviously, but I was never impressed with how anything moved. Whoever he brought in to be his offensive coordinator, whatever he thinks the philosophy should be as a head coach, I never liked anything I saw from the offenses, I guess, that were head coached by Dennis Allen, even though I know it's not his specialty. There is still when you're the head coach, you're in charge of it all, right? So I just never liked the offenses there.
I know.
But likability as a person, though, that is a totally different aspect. I was strictly just trying to roast you a little bit, and also,
I'll give you another one, okay, to make you feel better, because I know Dennis Allen is a little bit more personal. Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy. See, the thing.
Yeah, I know Aaron Rodgers is the reason, but
it doesn't matter.
But also, but he's, at least Mike McCarthy, he has at least enough of a baseline, to
I hope that baseline keeps him in Dallas. I hope he stays the Dallas head coach.
I put McDaniels on the Mount Rushmore of worst head coaches in NFL history. It's him, fucking Urban Meyer. Lou Holtz didn't finish a year. Remember Lou Holtz?
Yeah.
How about Chip Kelly? Can't forget Chip.
Well, Chip Kelly got 2 jobs, so he actually automatically clears that. Somebody like Jim Tom
should not have gotten that 49ers job. Let's be plain.
He should not have, but but he did. So I would say Jim Tom Sula was really bad in his 1 year plus.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That one was really bad.